Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And a couple of months ago I made a video talking about everything I think could be happening to the Thorpe Alive building, and since then a lot of you have been saying to me about all these theories and the fact that Thorpe may be getting a retheme soon, stuff all about the IP running out. So I thought I'd take the time and make a video all about what I think could be happening to Thorpe as a whole at Thorpe Park Resort. Now if you do go on to enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. I do have a very cool video coming out on Friday. It was meant to come out today, however it's required a lot more planning than I expected. So yeah, definitely leave notifications on for that because it involves Nemesis, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to wait for you guys to find out for that. So yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Okay, so just a little bit of context for you guys before I actually get into making my actual theories. Pretty much, if you're wondering what on earth is going on, last year, just before Fright Night started in August, we did see the Thorpe Alive sign, or the entrance sign, being removed. Now a lot of people just kind of thought, oh, they're probably just replacing the sign for Fright Nights this year. Obviously the big kind of sign on the side of the building was still there, so not many people thought anything of it. Then a couple of weeks later, when I went to Thorpe Park again, I did notice this sign had been painted over.
That sign. Now that one.
This is kind of where all the speculation started to begin. Everyone was like, oh, was the IP run out? Is something happening? And obviously when the Fright Nights announcements did come, Thorpe wasn't there and it was missing. A lot of people just kind of was weirded out by it. When you think about it, like, Thorpe had been there for absolutely ages. Thorpe Alive was there, or was pretty much the longest reigning maze at Thorpe Park Resort. So it was very weird to see it get removed and see it just get taken off the Fright Nights list. Now me personally, I never actually got to experience this. Last year at Fright Nights, obviously I did manage to do all the mazes. The year before, however, I only managed to do about 5 or 6. I only had a couple of mazes that I didn't do. So I was kind of annoyed when this was announced, but I didn't really think much of it. From people I've heard, it wasn't exactly the greatest maze in the world. I just kind of looked forward to the future of this kind of area. Then obviously fast forward to now then, a couple of weeks back and a couple of months back as well, I'm starting to get some comments on my videos saying that potentially the Thorpe IP could be running out, and I did kind of start thinking about this and I couldn't get it out of my head, and then the more I thought about it, the more I kind of started to come up with these theories. And the first theory I'm going to be sharing with you today is obviously something I've already talked about. I talked about this on Monday. Definitely go check that video out if you haven't already seen it, but I'm going to be talking about it a little bit more in depth in this because a lot of you guys did seem to enjoy that video. So yeah, pretty much what I was thinking is, obviously with the success of Creek Freak Massacre last year, all themed over like a sawmill and stuff like that, potentially could we see Thorpe being rethemed to a sawmill? Now obviously it's very easy for them to do this because obviously when you take out all the Thorpe theming and Billy the Puppet and all that sort of stuff, what you're left with pretty much is the essence of a sawmill. When you think about it, the rotating blades, the traps, they could all just be played off as lumber equipment, and to be fair, this would fit in with the area very well. Like I said, with Creek Freak Massacre being a massive success, everyone is excited about that theme now, and seeing that in a roller coaster could really bring some people to the park. Yes, it's only a re-theme, and yes, I don't think we will be seeing it very soon, but it is something that will maybe draw some crowds in again. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be talking about in today's video is the potential of a permanent horror area. Now, obviously, at the moment, with Thorpe being at the park, obviously a lot of people, including myself, do love these kind of horror-themed attractions, like the Walking Dead ride and like obviously Thorpe. And I feel like if Thorpe was, removed, I feel like there would be a kind of a gap in some people's enjoyment in the park, because obviously people would go to Thorpe to have a nice time, to have like a thrill as well as a fright, and I feel like if that was removed, I feel like a lot of people would kind of be put off a little bit. So potentially kind of maybe Thorpe adding in a original kind of horror theme to the ride could work very well. Obviously with Old Town itself, we've seen a lot of horror within this area recently. Obviously last Friday nights we did see 3 horror mazes go there. We saw Creek Freak Massacre, Platform 15, as well as Living Nightmare. And obviously with Thorpe Alive also used to be in that proximity. It's safe to say that Thorpe do love putting horror themed attractions within this area, so potentially maybe having this kind of horror themed plaza could really work well for Thorpe Park Resort. Now obviously with the Thorpe Alive building being there, it's very easy to have maybe another permanent kind of scare attraction. Now obviously this was what Thorpe Alive was always meant to be in the first place. It was meant to be this grand kind of permanent horror attraction to go obviously alongside Thorpe the ride, and obviously for a certain amount of time it was very successful, but then obviously Thorpe Park's running cost kind of dwindled a bit and they kind of had to give it up and only do it for Fright Nights, which was very understandable. However, times have kind of changed now, potentially having maybe a VR walkthrough attraction or something like that, maybe a sensory experience along with a brand new re-theme of Saw, could very benefit the park a lot. Now obviously maybe leaving Old Town alone a little bit, obviously keeping Creek Freak Massacre and everything there, and adding kind of this horror themed area onto it could work well for the park, and I think could draw a lot of people in, because obviously these horror themed attractions are starting to become a lot more prevalent. Now obviously even Wicker Man over at Alton Towers I wouldn't necessarily say is like a light-hearted theme. When you think about it, this sort of creepy kind of vibe is something that Merlin really does love to do. And obviously with the recent, I'd say maybe success of the Walking Dead ride, I think a lot of people went down well with the Walking Dead ride. I feel like this could be the way forward for Thorpe now, not necessarily for the recent years, but potentially within the next decade we could see something like this come into the Saw area. Now in terms of what type of theme this could potentially be, I actually have no clue. Potentially we could be seeing a kind of seance, kind of spiritual, kind of supernatural type attraction I think could really work. And as well as that, obviously taking Saw Alive into account, there could potentially be kind of like a horror maze theme to kind of seances, and like maybe a walkthrough attraction like I said, which would very much fit. Obviously with it being a horror themed attraction before, it wouldn't exactly be hard for Thorpe to do this. And I will get into another thing that I could potentially see happening very soon. But yeah, something like this I'd actually really like at the park. We're lacking a lot of original themes nowadays with some rides. Obviously Wicker Man was a big example of that. We need these original themes because obviously with Wicker Man it did so much good for Thorpe Park. And when, not Thorpe Park, did I say Thorpe? Alton Towers I mean. God, what's wrong with me this morning? Anyway, obviously, yeah, and obviously with Thorpe Park releasing Walking Dead rides, that didn't go down too well really. And I feel like if these were themed to more original kind of kind of stories, I think a lot more people would be drawn in to something like that than something like an IP. Okay guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Like I said, I've got something big coming out on Friday, so definitely subscribe and turn notifications on for that. For all three of you that are still watching, thank you very much for watching, because it really does mean a lot if people are sticking around to this kind of time. So yeah, obviously, like I said, this could potentially happen at some point. I can't even necessarily see this happening soon. Obviously because Saw has been spotted having winter work this season, so yeah, it would be kind of odd for them to just do winter work and then re-theme it, but I could potentially see it happening at some point in the future. Obviously in regards to the kind of teasers we've been getting, as soon as Thorpe Park do announce that, I will be jumping straight onto it. With my calculations, if my theory is correct, we should be seeing a teaser roughly every 2 days. Obviously, maybe if we get one today, then yeah, that's kind of confirmed my theory there. So potentially we could be seeing the reveal on Sunday. So obviously we've got 2 more coasters that they, I'm assuming, going to try and tease with this kind of glitching effect. So yeah, hopefully that'll be revealed soon. And yeah, I'll make a video for you guys. So with all that said, I will see you guys later.